Hello guys, our last video we talked about how to start an embroidery project. In this video we're going to be talking about how to do the running stitch. So we'll start with part 1, pop up and then pop down. So instead of having to go and flip it each time you want to do an embroidery project or holding it to the light, what you're going to do is you're going to grab your needle and then drag it so you can see where the tip of the needle is, and then when you want it somewhere you drag it and you pop up. Okay, so that's our pop up, and then we'll pop back down. Okay, when you do this, make sure you pull it all the way to make sure that there's nothing left but the knot on the other side, so it has no tail. Okay, so that's the first one. You continue this, we're going to leave the gap and then we're going to continue till we're done. And when I mean leave the gap, we're just going to go up to the second one here, third one here, and now we have a gap here. So we're going to leave the gap and then go down. Okay, and then we can just continue until we're done. Now I miscounted the circles, dots if you will. So I could go back down here, but what I am going to do is just going to continue going down. But at this point I want to talk about the fourth one, which is scrunch. So the reason why you would do a running stitch for the most part is actually to pull the string fully through, and then you would be able to scrunch the fabric together. I'm not going to do it for this one because another thing you can do for a running stitch without having to scrunch it is just as a normal embellishment without changing anything on your actual fabric. So we'll just continue going down. Okay. Now, you may have noticed that between the first row and the second row, there is a difference in the amount of space in between each of the dots. Now, that is fully on purpose, just because I want you guys to see how much of a difference it will look like when you do something depending on short stitches or longer stitches. Okay. Now, you also may have noticed that this last line here is not dotted. This is purely for yourself to practice something that is equivalent in spacing. So I will go and do that now. And I'm going to try to make the stitches as evenly as possible. But as you know, we are all human and that is not going to be physically possible. But we can try. The only way we can do it evenly at all times is if we use a ruler and then we try to map it out. But I feel like that's boring and it takes too much time. So I don't normally do that. Okay, there we go. Now if you can see my own stitches, they're not quite that evenly spaced out, but that's what this last line is for. Now let's go to our fourth one. It says tie off. So what that means is you're going to go flip it. One, you can see I've pulled the string all the way through. Now to tie it off, and when you do this for all of your embroidery projects, all you're going to do, which is a little hard to see, you're going to go underneath this last stitch that you made. Okay, and then you have a loop here. You're going to go underneath the loop like so, and then just pull. Now I kind of got this one in the mix. That's not supposed to happen, but it works all the same. So you can do it one more time. Go underneath this, and then go underneath the loop, and pull. And that creates a knot close as possible to the project. In this case, I grab new scissors, and then you just want to cut it off as close as possible, like that. There you go. That's how you do the running stitch.